Alright, pproteus here, back for round number 4 with the mirror. I'm going to keep this hand. This hand is awesome. Just all I need is lands and spells, and I assume that I'll be able to get to the late game eventually. My opponent is assuming they're in agreement with last week, is probably on Stonehorn Tron. Maybe a difficult matchup. That's not Stonehorn Tron. That's something totally different. So, well, I can edict it, but I would much rather get them to put something on it before I edict it. So let's see what my opponent does. Dispel is probably going to do absolutely nothing in this matchup. I'm going to have to remember to side it out. Sometimes I forget because it blends in with my preordains. What have you got? Utopia Sprawl? Should I counter a Utopia Sprawl? I feel like I probably should. They don't have Rancor. They just want to make some white mana. Okay, they do have Rancor. I'm going to hold up Counterspell. That sounds way better. And the main purpose of Counterspell here is to counter their creature, if they have another one. Because I can just do nothing for a while until they get like an Armadillo Cloak, and then blow up their guy. Alright, I'm not going to counter this one. I just didn't want something good last turn. They had a Cartouche, and then I had to counter it. Could have been in trouble. I dare you, opponent. What have you got? What have you got? I dare you. I can take 3. 3's not scary. Heliod's Pilgrim. Well, that kind of messes with everything I want to do, so let's get him countered. I'm going to hold up Soul Manipulation to try to counter a creature. And if my opponent does not have a creature, then I'll let the thing resolve and then edict the elf away. What have you got? That's fine. Up to 6 power. Ledgewalker is not fine. That's gonna die. Please don't have your last card be a Bogle. No Bogle. Sweet. And now I think I win the game. I guess I get to hold up Dispel for whatever good that does. I have to decide whether or not I want to cycle Ash Barrens here. Does it accomplish anything to cycle? Oops. Probably not. Well, it could. I'm going to cycle it. Because I might draw Moldrifter into Preordain. And there's a very small list of things that would make me happy for the opposite. So, Removal Spell doesn't do anything. I don't need land number 9 or whatever. Land number 8. Duress doesn't probably doesn't do very much. So I'm just going to take Prohibit and pass the turn. And when my opponent casts a creature, I counter it. Okay, I drew a Disfigure. So now, again, this is why I want to be on Alchemy rather than something like Teachings. I don't want to have to find an answer to every single thing in my opponent's deck. I just want to go find an Angler and end the game. Well, there's Recoil. There's Moldrifter. I think I just want Moldrifter. put the teachings into my graveyard. Not casting Preordain, obviously, because I want to cast Prohibit. Oh, we got a clock. A very slow clock, but it's a clock. I'm going to counter that. And by the way, I better win game 1, because this matchup does not get better in game 2. As then they bring in their young wolves and things. So I like both of these. And so, because I like that so much, I'm going to cast Augur and just draw it right away. And I'm doing that because I don't want my opponent to have something good. I'm going to play my land because lands are cool. Just want to make sure I have mana. And then 1 mana 5/5. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And get in there with Muldrifter. Okay. What have you got, opponent? What have you got? What have you got? What's going to save you from my 1 mana 5/5? Now I can teachings for a counterspell. I don't think this game is losable anymore. What do you think, opponent? What have you got? Bogle? Let's not do that. I could teachings for alchemy to try to hit counterspell. That might be better. My opponent's at 3 though, so they're going to have something exceptional here. Okay, nothing exceptional. So let's start with what I want to sideboard out. So I like anglers. I might side in Muldrifters, or side out Muldrifters, but I don't necessarily want to do that. Soul Manipulation is just not efficient at all, and I probably have to side that out. I like things that deal 1 damage, so this is fine. Probe, I like making discard cards, but 5 mana might be too much for that, so probably this is coming out. Recoil deals with 3 mana enchantments pretty efficiently, so I'm going to keep that. Doomblade and Disfigure and Tragic Slap all have to come out. And then what comes in? Probably no red spells. Spellstutter Sprite sounds good because it trades for things I care about. Duress comes in. Those things come in. Okay. So 5 singleton cards come out, 5 singleton cards come in. I like my mess of a sideboard. Let's submit. I'm liking this. Of course, my opponent's going to have the nut draw and crush me. Okay, so here I've got an Edict and no blue mana. If I do hit blue mana, this hand is great, right? Does that mean I should keep it? I think Disruption plus almost great is enough to keep. Maybe it's not. But it's just, well, I don't know. Maybe I have to hard mull for like a handful of shrivels. I haven't actually played against Hexproof very much lately, so I don't know. Ranker is fine. I'm probably just going to Edict here because I don't want... Oh shoot, okay. Well... Maybe my opponent doesn't have anything? That's real awkward. But if I draw an untapped land, then I get to cast Whale, maybe even in response to something. Kill both of their creatures. Okay, kill 3 of their creatures. I need an untapped land though. And waiting for... Shit, I have to play it like this. I have to do this. My opponent doesn't know that I'm struggling for lands, so they could reasonably cast something here. They also don't necessarily know that I have Wailed the Nim in my hand, but yeah, you're gonna get blown out here. Unless they have like mutagenic growth or something. I've seen hexproof players play mutagenic growth, and I don't think it's terrible because of all the 1 damage effects. But yeah, that was pretty good. I just got their Ledgewalker and their Bogle and half of their Young Wolf and their Armadillo Club for 1 card. I now need blue mana, but if I hit the blue mana, I should be in really good shape. Goodbye, Young Wolf. I don't want you. Island. Alright, still waiting on my island. Or even Dimir Aqueduct would probably be pretty good. Even though I'll have to discard 1 card to hand size. There we go! Awesome. I think I cast Alchemy? Right? Or do I just cast Augur? No, I probably cast Alchemy to look for another blue source. Let's do that. I'm pretty happy that I dealt with my opponent's Young Wolf. That was pretty key. Gully Cover Scout's fine. Unless they have... Like, what's their last card? The last card is Young Wolf, then maybe got a little bit of trouble. But if it's like a good aura, then I'm not in trouble at all. Alchemy 4. And then none of these cards do what I want, so I just take an Angler. Alright, can I hit a land? I think I'm going to preordain for land here. Bajuka Bog is not really the land I wanted. Okay. Fine, you know what? I'm going to kill it with a Shrivel. I still do want to hit a land. I think that is good. Possibly it wasn't worth the draw, but I'll get there eventually. And opponent doesn't have all that much time. Oh, shit, I forgot the Dispel. I knew I was going to forget it, and I specifically said... Okay, well, at least because I said I was going to sign it out, you know it was an accident. I just forgot. It happens. I'm going to leave up Counterspell. Because counterspelling Young Wolf sounds way better than having an Augur on the board. Most of the things like my opponent can do just aren't good, so I don't have to worry about them. Alright, Augur is good. Now I need the Augur. Nope, I missed off the Augur. But I need it to threaten lethal. So, game? Game? Because I'm not gonna... If my opponent plays like 1 hexproof creature, I'm gonna let it go, let them play their auras, and then Chainer's Edict on my turn. Alright, opponent says GG, so guess that's game. I am now 4-0. I will see you in round number 5.